All right, it's time for us to start looking at solving equations. And first, before we can solve an equation, we have to know how to write an equation. Remember that an expression was just numbers and operation signs with no equal sign, but an equation does have an equal sign, which means that whatever's on the left side is equal to whatever's on the right side. If they're not equal, then the statement is not true. Okay? We can write equations to help us find unknown numbers using all four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So I want to show you an example of each kind of problem, how we can write it using strip diagrams, and how we can solve each kind of problem. So in order to do that, first let's look at an addition problem. In just a minute. An addition problem. This is a backpacking problem. Someone is going backpacking in Everglades National Park. She has a backpack that weighs 17 pounds. When she adds all of the camera gear that she wants to take with her, the total weight of the backpack is 25 pounds. How much does Yara's camera gear weigh? So let's begin by looking at our strip diagram. First, this is what you're used to seeing in a strip diagram. You have one part plus another part equals a whole. Now, normally when you see this, if they give you the whole and one part, you're supposed to find the other part and then you would subtract to do it, right? But not this time. This time we want to write an addition equation. This is how we will write the addition equation. We will say the weight of the two parts, just like you would if you knew this number. 17 plus C equals 25. That's our addition equation. Now, the way we solve the problem is we basically do the inverse operation. We subtract. Remember, addition and subtraction are opposites. Subtraction cancels addition. So, if I have 17 plus C equals 25, what would the opposite be? The opposite would be 25 minus 17 equals C, right? Just like you're used to writing. 25 minus 17 equals C. And when I subtract those together, or when I subtract those numbers, I get 8. C equals 8. So Yara's camera gear weighs 8 pounds. Do you see what I did there? All we did is the opposite of the original equation. Instead of writing 17 plus C equals 25, we changed it to where we are taking the two numbers together, putting the letter by itself. 25 minus 17 gives us what we don't know. That's just like a strip diagram problem that you're used to. Okay, now we can do this with a subtraction problem. Let's look at a subtraction problem, which is going to be this one about CDs. Ask your parents about CDs. They'll be able to tell you what a CD is. You're used to MP3s now. But we have this guy, Kent. He has a collection of CDs. He gives 5 of them to his brother, and he has 8 left. How many CDs did Kent have before he gave them to his brother? So, always we want to ask ourselves, what do I know? What do I need to know? So, what I know is that Kent gave away 5 CDs. Gave away is the key word that tells me I want to subtract. Okay, so I had this amount, C. I don't know how many that is, but that's how many I had to start with. I gave away 5 and I have 8 left. So the equation looks like this: C minus 5 equals 8. Now, what have we been doing? We are writing the inverse equation or the inverse operation. So C is by itself. C equals 8 plus 5, right? Because I know that if I add those two things together, I get this total. 8 plus 5 is 13. That means that Kent had 13 CDs before he gave some away. Okay? That's addition and subtraction. It's really easy. All you have to do is remember the inverse operation. Do the inverse operation with the numbers you know, and you'll get the number that you don't know. All right, now, this works with division and multiplication too. And so we want to look at a couple of those as well. So here is multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. If you're buying a movie ticket and popcorn and you spend $12, the ticket costs twice as much or 2 times as much as the popcorn. How much does the popcorn cost and how much does the ticket cost? Okay, so let's look at this. If we're buying this movie ticket and the popcorn for $12 and the ticket costs 2 times as much as the popcorn, the cost of the tickets is 2 times P. So what we've done here is we've said that the popcorn is going to be P. The ticket is going to be 2 times P. So 1 unit is P. The popcorn plus a ticket is 3 units or 3 P. That's 3 times P. Okay? Popcorn costs P. Label the strip P for popcorn. It represents 1 unit. The cost of the ticket is 2 times as much. Label the strips for the ticket. So there's P and P. Total cost is 3P. How many units are in the model? There are 3 units in the model. Okay? Everybody understands all of that. There's 1, 2, 3 popcorns. Now, let's clear this, close this, and scroll down a little bit so we can solve the problem. Cost of popcorn and ticket is 3P. Write it this way, 3P. That way we don't get confused when we start using X's for variables. So 3P equals the total cost, which is $12. What's the inverse operation of this? We're multiplying here, so now I need to divide. So 12 divided by 3 equals P. 12 divided by 3 is what? 4. So 1 bag of popcorn costs $4. The cost of 1 ticket is 2 times the cost of a bag of popcorn. Therefore, 1 ticket costs 4 times 2, which is $8. Okay? That's a multiplication problem. All we're doing is inverse operations. These are simple numbers to work with. We're not going to get real complicated, but I need you to see how we can use the inverse operation to find the unknown number. Okay, let's do one more. We're going to look this time at division problem, and here it is. We have some baseball cards or trading cards of some kind. She divides her cards into 4 equal piles. Each pile contains 12 cards. The equation that describes the number of cards in the package is C divided by 4 equals 12. All right, let's look at some key words. We have Katrina divides the cards. So the equation has to be division. 4 equal piles. We're dividing by 4. And there are 12 in each pile. Each pile contains 12 cards. That's the equation that describes the number. Here's our strip diagram. The big number, C, which is our unknown, is 4 groups of 12. Okay, 4 groups of 12. What is the related or the inverse operation here? C divided by 4 is 12. That means that 12 times 4 equals C, and C equals 48 because 12 times 4 is 48, and there are 48 trading cards in the package that Katrina bought. Okay? It's not calculus. This is simple algebra, and it's really just the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division that you already know how to do. We're just writing it a little bit backwards, okay? Now, your assignment for tonight is going to be some spiral review in your personal math trainer. We're going to begin doing those each night to make sure that you are keeping up with what our work is, and we're going to do some practice on these kinds of problems with me tomorrow in class. I hope you have a good evening and good luck with your spiral review.